Today, we're diving into a true masterpiece of Japanese literature. It's a story about that beautiful, kind of cruel final summer of childhood. This is our explainer on Takekurabe.
Okay, so if you've ever been to Japan or even just seen the currency, you've probably come across this 5,000 yen bill. And, like most of us, you probably glanced at the woman on it and didn't think much of it.
But here's the thing. That woman is Higuchi Ichiyo, one of the most important writers in modern Japanese history. And the story behind her life and the masterpiece she wrote it's absolutely incredible.
So, who exactly was this genius? Well, her life was as tragic as it was brilliant, and it's really the key to unlocking the heart of her most famous work. Higuchi Ichiyo's life was a total whirlwind. After her father died, her family was thrown into extreme poverty. To get by, she was running a small candy store while also trying to write. And then, in this miraculous burst of creativity that lasted just 14 months, that's it. She produced a whole series of literary masterpieces. But then, tragically, she died of tuberculosis when she was only 24 years old. And what's so crucial here is that her own life, living right near Tokyo's red light district Yoshiwara, became the direct inspiration for Takekurabe. To really get this story, we have to understand its setting. And this isn't just some random backdrop, it's practically a character in its own right. This strange border town, caught between two completely different worlds.
The story is set just on the outskirts of Yoshiwara. Now, this place was a huge, walled-in district, basically a city within a city, that was officially sanctioned by the government. Inside, it was this dreamlike world of glittering courtesans, but let's be real. It was also a beautiful prison for the women who were sold into it.
And this contrast defines the world of our characters. They are literally living on a borderline. On one side, you have kids playing in rice fields, just being kids. But just a few steps away are the dazzling lights and the parades of courtesans from the so-called city that never sleeps. So they live with this constant feeling, this premonition, that their own future, their inescapable fate is waiting for them right inside those walls.
And at the very heart of this world are two children, Midori and Nobu. Theirs is a love story that's defined not by what's said, but by everything that's left unspoken.
Their story just unfolds across the seasons, and each season marks another missed connection, another lost opportunity. It starts in the summer. A fight breaks out at a festival, and Midoriya ends up publicly shaming Nobu, which creates this huge rift between them. Then comes a rainy day. Nobu breaks his clog, his shoe, right outside her house. It's the perfect chance for them to talk, to reconnect. But pride gets in the way, and the moment is just lost forever. By autumn, everything is changed. Midoriya shows up with an adult hairstyle. It's a silent signal to everyone that she's accepted her destiny to become a courtesan. And finally, winter brings this quiet, heartbreaking farewell. Nobu leaves a single paper narcissus at her gate before he leaves to become a monk. Their paths have split for good.
So, okay, a tragic story about kids from the 19th century. Why does it still resonate with people all over the world? Let's break down why this book is considered such a masterpiece.
Well, there are three big reasons. First, it's about fate and resignation. A lot of coming-of-age stories are about characters fighting for their freedom. But here, growing up is about the opposite. It's about quietly accepting a destiny you know you can't change. Second, it is the ultimate story of unspoken love. It's all told through silent glances and tiny gestures, which is really a pinnacle of Japanese aesthetics. And finally, Ichiyo's writing basically acts like a time capsule. It perfectly preserves the atmosphere, the sounds, the feelings of a Japan that has long, long since disappeared.
So, what's the real takeaway here? It all comes back to the title itself, Takekurabe, which means comparing heights. It's about that fleeting, brilliant, and sometimes painful moment when you change from a child into an adult.
Today, we're told that growing up means infinite possibilities, right? You can be anything. But this story presents a different and maybe more honest reality. For these characters, growing up means a loss of freedom. It means you have to adapt to society by giving up parts of yourself. And this story, it awakens that feeling in all of us, the pure emotions we might have left behind, and the person we thought we might become, but couldn't. The story ends with this beautiful, absolutely heartbreaking line. The narrator is speaking, but it feels like they're voicing Midori's unspoken sorrow. Nobu becoming a monk means he is cutting himself off from worldly love, from her, forever. And the sadness is just so deep that it can only be expressed through the image of a rainy evening. And that really leaves us with a final thought. The pain that Midori and Nobu felt, it still exists within us today, just in different forms. Reading their story is almost like a requiem for our own lost youth. So it makes you wonder, what part of yourself did you have to leave behind to become the adult that you are today?